let's say Ramy is not doing the Olympiad this year, okay? You're not,
Good. Good turnaround.
you're not competing. Give me your top three.
Okay,
I think
I can say one thing about that stuff, but I don't like to respond for some people. He talking, something unusual.
So you could do 6-7 plates.
Yeah, I did that many times. Yeah, every day, every week.
We should have a guest coming in now.
Oh, yeah?
Special guest, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
I don't know if it's coming. I don't know if it's happening.
Yo,
Hey, Ramy,
the man, the myth, the legend.
do you have a wide lens camera on that phone?
What's
Look
up?
how much wider Ramy is than all of us.
Mr. Milos,
What's
Hey.
up, Ramy?
what's
Hey,
up,
Ramy.
brother? Mr. Press?
How you doing?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Way to go.
See you guys.
There you go. That's what's up.
I told him I have a special guest, they didn't know who it was.
Nice.
My-
Big
What are
Ramy.
you eating? Ramy, what are you eating? Protein?
I will show you Mr. Milos.
Beef?
Damn.
Yeah,
That's a
Is
big piece of beef there.
Yeah.
right.
Rice? Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Nice.
I was
what's
told
happening,
long
man?
ago, yeah, if you want to look like a chicken, eat chicken. If you want to look like a bull, eat beef.
I think I'm the most bodybuilder. He eat fish. I'm like a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
At the house, fish. All he eats. Bison in the morning, and other than that, it's all fish. He doesn't
Yeah.
eat.
but look, back in the day, like Kevin Levronius, he was just dieting on fish. And, in a sense, fish and vegetable is the bulletproof diet for anybody. You're going to get them ripped, right? But then how much? You Ramy, you're really a world wonder that you can be so big that I understand you don't even eat that much.
I think that.
Yeah, so that's a blessing. I can only imagine what would happen if we would double up your calories.
Oh my gosh.
Milos. Milos put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, Milos would blow
Last
up
week,
400
All
pounds.
systems go.
Yeah, but you see, I mean, come on. Aren't you guys interested? Like, okay, if Ramy is this big, eating little, what up if we bump it up like 100 grams of protein, an extra 100 grams of But anyway, so we are just, Ramy, the biggest question for me, and I think I already heard, is that you're not going to retire this year after you win third title.
okay, I will tell you the story.
Okay.
Before I start, my kids, he asked me, they're still young. They asked me, but because I don't have a lot of time to be with them. And they asked me, I said, okay, let me training and do that stuff until 38. But I will be after 38, I will retire. But I don't know, I will be Mr. Olympia when I'm 38. And I can't live. I can't live that because 2 reasons. Because it's not about me right now only. Yes, I still have a passion to win Mr. Olympia many times, but if you see my country and the Middle East, how that very important for them, you will be trained like a horse. You never stop. It's not about me only. No.
Yeah,
Not
that's
now.
you're a superstar, and you're building the legacy. Everybody's proud of you. I mean, Egypt, I've seen the Liverpool football player Salah.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
I mean, I can only imagine. I've seen your trip back with the Egypt Airlines.
Not even only Egypt. Egypt is crazy, but he can go anywhere.
Anywhere.
Now we in the UAE, even in the hospital, the damn nurses running out of the rooms trying to get pictures.
Yes, I can only imagine. So
Gotta love it.
Only to the Middle East, you owe it to the world to keep winning, until you lose, if you ever lose, right? So keep going for a record.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know he didn't like what you just said.
What?
I know he didn't like what you just said. You're going to compete until you lose.
Yeah, which is never, unless you might.
Yeah,
He's
it's
talking
like
crazy.
that, the life like that. But I don't. From the beginning, from day one, I'm never thinking I will be lost one show. But I lost many shows. But it's okay. You don't have to put that in your mind if you need to win.
Yeah, of course. I lost 71 out of 72 pro shows. So I'm the biggest loser. But yeah, Ramy, listen.
And he had to beat me in that one.
Yeah, exactly. I beat you. That's my biggest
Everybody that had success had to go through you, Chris.
Yeah, that's right. The gatekeeper.
Yeah. That is it too. But Ramy, I mean, I'm going to tell you this as the opinion of everybody. You are very much liked. You're loved among everyone. Everybody knows your personality. You're a family man, good-hearted, and you are world wonder, okay? We saw you from 2013, 14, you're coming on. Ramy could be a Mr. Olympia. We all talk about it. So finally, you're recognized, and now you're there, okay? As I talked to Dennis at the last show, I don't see anyone possibly beating you. You're that much bigger than them. And, there is levels to the game, right? So you're just overpowering. What Ronnie was doing back in the day, this is what I see. I actually think you're wider than Ronnie. I mean, because right now, your camera, look at Chris, Dennis, and me. We are like this, and look at you. Your shoulders are not in a picture.
Because maybe I'm close to the camera.
No, I'm right up on my shit.
Hey, I'm right in the camera. Look.
Yeah.
I have to get my elbows up a little bit. I
gotta say this again, and I said this the last two times we had our little podcast, that just seeing how he, how much he gives me in the workouts is telling me the whole story. You know what I mean? I know Ramy.
That's important.
I know him from the beginning. I know when he trains and when he does something because you want him to do it, or when he does something because he wants to do it. And right now, he motivates me
to push him harder.
And I'm there to motivate him. You know what I mean? And I can tell. He wants it bad. He wants it really bad.
Dennis, you are close to me, and last year I think he did change my mentality to thinking about everything. I stopped like 8 months, but I still thinking I have to be now pushed, not because I have people around me and he's pushing me to win the show, not only because my family, he need to be proud of me, anyone he need to be in top, he must get that in him heart, not from the around him. Because sometimes if you have many reasons to win, but if you lost that reason, you will lose, and that happened with me. And from that day, I tried to push myself from my heart, and I'm still one of the best one. I'm so lucky with my friends. I have Dennis is my brother, it's not my friends, and sometimes it's my dad. But I still have friends he pushing me to be in the top. I don't like to say I'm a Mr. Olympia, that's it, but I need to be Ramy as a personality. I don't like to change for any reason. Mr. Olympia, we have a lot of Mr. Olympia before, and we respect all of them. But we have many people. He lost that. He don't have that title in him career, but we're still proud of them. Yeah, and I need to be one for that history. I need to put my name with them.
Right. Well, your name is already in the books forever. This will never, ever go away, ever. If you win the Olympia once, you're going to be a Mr. Olympia for the rest of your life. If you win it twice, people call it lucky. If you win it 3 times, you solidify yourself. And from then on, people can, they will always say something, of course. I mean, the one who's on top is the one with the big target on the back. Everybody's aiming for the champion, so you don't look back. But I think this year could be one of those Olympias where, I think the excitement for this year's Olympia is much bigger than it was in the last couple of years. Yeah. Number one. And I think the reason is because there's a lot of newer guys like Nick Walker, who's very confident. Like and I say it again, people sleep on William.
William Bonac,
William Bonac this year will surprise everybody. Okay.
You know what I say, Dennis? Hold the guys is fighting for one reason. Now I think the social media, he motivates everyone to be Mr. Olympia. I think it's equal for everyone to be Mr. Olympia this year, but who will give 100% until last day, who will win the show. Yeah.
I also think that Brandon Curry, who won the Olympia 2019, lost it to Ramy in 2020, lost it last year. And when he lost it the first year in 2020, I think Brandon he did enough for 21. And when he came in, he thought this was going to be enough to get the title back. And he still lost in 21. So I believe Brandon this year will put everything he has into it to give this another shot, because there's no way you're going to lose the Olympia twice and then give half-ass. So I believe that we want to see the best Brandon too. And now we got new guys.
Hadi, and the many guys.
Hadi, who is on a mission, he's gaining size.
Nathan, don't forget that if he will be in the Olympia, he will be very dangerous. And,
Nathan would definitely be dangerous. I don't know if Nathan is dangerous for the title. I know he has the goods, but I think he has to be back on stage first. We have to see what he looks like, because it's been a while. It's been 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, since he won all those shows.
No, he competed last year. Nathan Diasha, he won Arnold Classic UK last year.
We talk about Olympia.
Okay, it felt like it was 2 years ago. Yeah, so we got it. Nathan is definitely on top 6 contender.
But the one word that struck me the most out of this whole conversation is Ramy saying that he's training with his heart. That's one thing that Ramy knows how I push people, and Ramy knows I ain't no joke with it, and I'm not here to play. But I never heard you actually say I'm pushing with my heart. I never heard you say there anything with an H in it. So to me, to hear that, that's what I think.
Before.
That's what I think is essential for true champions to tap into, is that deep hearted. It comes from the inside. You feel it and you live it every day, and you know what you got to do, and you expect it of yourself. So I'm really happy to hear that from you, man, from the bottom of my heart, man.
Okay, Ramy, if I can ask you, I mean, you are so respectful and true competitor, but a good human being. But really, who do you think is your biggest rival? Who do you consider it's
who's your biggest
threat? I don't think that's rival, do we?
Dennis, he asked me this question, and this is not a political answer, but I have to say that. Many times I said that to Dennis, not from today, from long time. I said one word, it's Ramy. If I come not 100%, I will be fucked up. And I had that dream every day. I slept, I get my days, it's already, I'm close to the show. I wake up, it's okay, it's still 100 days.
Did you ever have a dream?
I respect all of them because everyone, when I saw Hadi is that they have incredible shape, incredible, he's very good. And
All right,
also,
let me ask you something, Ramy. Let me ask you a different question, okay?
Oh.
Let's say Ramy is not doing the Olympiad this year, okay? Let's say you're not,
Good turnaround.
you're not competing. Give me your top three.
okay,
Damn.
I have to say William, Brandon, Hadi.
Okay, so that's it.
Yeah,
Here you
There
go.
you go.
Here you have it.
yeah. I mean, let's face it. I mean, Williams should have beat Brandon this year at Arnold Classic, And if William is still improving, oh, that's going to be tremendous. But William is a little narrow, right? Doesn't have that crazy V-taper. So he's just thickly muscled. I mean, Regan Grimes backstage was coming and looking at him and touching like, oh my God, the biceps had the fibers going into the delts and stuff. I mean, it's like all of us that love muscle, we have to respect it. This is, oh shit. But when William stands next to Ramy, literally Ramy is twice as wide, right? So instantly it's like, oh, okay, well, that's not comparable. But who is comparable? I was surprised that Brandon actually looked quite comparable in size from the side chest, side tricep, side relax. I didn't see him before with you, Ramy, right? If you look side chest, oh, he looked like, he had some size. But front and back, when you really see the X-frame and just your width, even though Brandon has a good lat spread, very, very good lat spread, two of his legs were like one of yours. This is what I've seen it. And you can't ignore that. So I see myself, Hadi Choopan being second, and the William being there possibly third. With, of course, I have a hopes for my athlete, Samson Dauda, to be in top 6.
Oh, my God. Yeah, how we forget Samson?
No, we haven't forgotten. We'll get to him. We haven't forgotten.
Yeah. And, but what I'm saying is, after the clear winner, the top 6 can be in any order if somebody's a little off, this kind of stuff. I see this Olympia. It's going to be crazy first call out. It's going to be crazy second call out. And then second call out guys might be mixed in. This is how I see it. I can see it coming. Like back in the day, when Ronnie Coleman won 98 Olympia, he was in the 4th call out first. It was not the first call out, second call out, third. He was in the 4th.
In the 4th call out, end up winning the show. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he moved up, but before he wasn't really dominating the sport. So they wasn't used to or ready or thinking that he would be winning the show. Everyone thought it was Flex's show to lose. So that's where they were looking at first. Because I mean, who in the world would have bet against Flex?
Was he leading after prejudging or probably not?
You know
I
what?
think he was second. I think it was second because they were still like leaning like that was going to be Flex's show. Yeah. But lo and behold, Flex was so out of shape on Wednesday before the show that I didn't think he was going to be even close to where he got in there. I think it was a miracle that Chad had him look the way he did about the time the show came around. I was in his room. Yeah.
But 98
at Wednesday.
Ronnie Coleman, he told that story many times. He said he was so spilled over night before the Olympia. I mean, so spilled over and saying, here we go again. He's going to place, he was 9th at the 97 Olympia. Yeah. Chris, you were 8th and I was 10th, right? So Ronnie was like, oh, no way. But then, I don't know, Chad told him drink a gallon of water and whatever else. And it prejudging, I was at the locker room when we took a close-up and I'm looking at Ronnie, same old Ronnie. It's like, okay, he's going to be in a top 6 maybe. But then first call out, right? He started sweating and losing and getting harder. So this is how it went after the symmetry round, which you're right, Chris. He didn't win after prejudging, he was behind because of a symmetry round, muscularity
Right.
round, and then he started dominating. But he was, changing by the pose, not by the comparison. Every time he turns, every time he flexes. By the end of the prejudging, we went back to the locker room. For the first time in my, he's right here. I said, Ronnie, I have to touch it. I want to touch his hamstring. It was like, it's like steel. You can't touch shit. You can't touch whoa, fuck. And he was like,
You did the same 2001 backstage at the Arnold.
To who?
You did the same to Ronnie 2001 backstage at the Arnold.
I do this quite often, I guess. I'll do it. Ramy, if I'm backstage, I'm going to come touch you.
So let's talk about the two tall guys coming into this year's Olympia. Ramy, I want to get your opinion because you see Andrew, because they just asked me before you came on. They asked me, is Andrew really competing in England? I said, yes, he's doing his cardio in the morning. And I remember he told me that he's leaving for England this week. So I don't know, in the next couple of days, he should be leaving for England. What do you see? Where do you see Andrew coming into the Olympia, especially as a taller guy? And then also let's add Samson, who's also a taller guy. What do you see in these two guys?
Okay, Dennis, we don't see Andrew only just one show, and he looks great from the front. That's my opinion. And from beginning, I have to say that he's a rock for this year, and we must respect him. What he did, he changed from amateur to be, and until the first show in professional, he changed 100%. From up to down. But in the show, he's not in top form, and I think if he come in top form and the skin, he will be from the back, especially he will get thin. Then that he will be very dangerous, and he will be in top 6. But are you think if you ask me if he can do that, I think maybe because if he changed from Arnold to amateur to the show he win last 2 weeks, that means he can change until Olympia, and in that time he will be very dangerous because his tool is wider, and if the skin thinner in the glutes and the back, he will be very dangerous. But Samson, his rounds and his taller and his thicker muscle more than most of the people in the stage in top 10. And I'm shocked when he going to the guest posing last 2 weeks. His 295 Milos, something like that.
300 and what was his weight?
He was 146 kilos.
So that's
like you, Ramy, very close.
Yeah.
146 times 2.2. Sorry, shit. 146 times 2.2. God damn. 146. 321. Yeah, 321. Listen, I mean, I'm going to say this. Samson, even last year, was in a 285 range that it didn't look 285, but I see him standing on the stage 285, on the scale 285. He's just a heavy guy, right? He still doesn't have a yo width. Okay, he has the thickness, he has those crazy legs. It's the width, but he's working on it. He's improving dramatically, and let me tell you, he is so committed. Of course, he just wanna, he likes his chances to get that first call out, and then from first call out, anything goes. We all know.
But Milos, when he said that I need to be in top 10, that's very intelligent from him, because he don't need to give himself a pressure to make. He can't say will be in top 5, and that he make me very stressed.
Ramy, he said first call out.
First call out.
Yeah. I heard from Samson, I need to be in top 10.
Okay.
Yeah, But
Oh,
it's okay, Ramy,
he's
because I talked to Jay Cutler, and Jay Cutler talked about this, winner's mentality, and actually he saw himself winning, right? I have never won, so it's different. Going into the show, we like to say, okay, I want a top 10, I want a top 6, first call out. But no. When you see yourself winning, right? Like right now, you're a winner, and you zero in only on the victory. Don't even think anything else, right? Nick Walker, for example, right? He believes 1,000,000% he can win, right? And he can.
Yeah.
So as the outsiders, come on, be real. But you have to appreciate, wow, he really believes that he's going for it, all that stuff. And then you have guys, like when I was competing with Chris Cormier and Flex and Ronnie and Nasser and Dorian, how can I convince myself, oh yeah, I have a chance to win? My chance is 0, right? So I say, okay, I'm going to just, try my best. You know what I mean? So right now, people that are chasing you, you're the standard. Nobody is bigger than you. Nobody is wider than you. Nobody's going to outmuscle you, right? So you have this going for you that, they're still not at the level. Somebody can maybe out-condition you, right? Like Hadi Chupan had this crazy, intercostal serratus and stuff, this kind of. So I'm sure that you, Dennis, and Chad are working on this because for many years, 2013 was your first Olympia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2013. We saw you coming. Everybody saw you coming, like Ronnie Coleman, 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, finally, when he arrived, nobody could, take him out. So it's your show for sure. It's just keep grinding, keep perfecting yourself. Look, give us the world the best Ramy that ever was, and then keep improving. So just imagine, why not? I mean, we all work to improve, not to be like yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So I would just love to encourage you to just, as now you train with the heart, you motivate Dennis. Okay, get the best Ramy that can possibly be. Maybe next year, not this year, maybe next year in off season, try to eat more. Not this year. I don't want to change your
As long as you keep the waist in check, though. We need that waist in check.
That waist is tiny.
That waist in check.
I think Chat's plan, of course, is absolutely to have him at the best condition he's ever been in.
Yeah.
And
That's what we want to see, man. That's what we want to see.
With the size that he has, I think this is going to be lethal. I mean, look, he was at his lightest last year. I mean, he was probably lighter in 2016.
Yeah.
He ended up like medium Ramy on stage. But last year, that was the lightest he's ever been. He was almost the same weight as he was in 2013 at the Olympia last year, and that was due to the fact that he wasn't training all year. So now he trained all year and he had that size, he kept that size, and now he's got, the starting position from here is crazy. I mean, Chat's happy, and I would be surprised if we wouldn't see the best condition at no less than 300 pounds.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you don't necessarily have to step on the scale. You just look in the mirror, right? I mean,
exactly. But still, just for us to see, because I remember I put him on the scale last year because I wanted to see.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see how much he weighed, and and it was 279 for the finals.
For me,
hey, Ramy, have you ever seen anyone? You ever walked around, like when I was competing? I'd walk around sometime. I'm like, damn. You see another bodybuilder, you say, man, I wonder if I'm, actually bigger than that guy. You ever seen a guy bigger than you? And you're like, damn.
I think that mental to everybody, any bodybuilder in the world to have that mental. I think that because if I show he's bigger than me, no? I have to train more.
Right. Yeah. I had to ask that one.
I never look like that to the people. Yeah, I love when I get some bodybuilders improved. Because it's my game. I love that. But always I think about myself. I have to be in. You have to care about yourself. You have to be in the track. Because
Yeah.
if you lost one day, that means one he's run and he
Yeah.
wins the show. That's it.
Yeah, because I always thought you was like the biggest, widest. Like, I mean, it's your height. I never seen anyone as wide as you. As I said, it's like all the time. But I honestly never seen. Like, I've been around some great champions, but I never seen anyone
That was today.
as big and wide.
That's now?
Go put
That's
over to the
earlier
side.
today.
Go to the side more.
Yeah, there you go. Jesus Christ.
But
Oh my
but you
God.
know what though? He's big, but then when he pumps up, then you really see a fucking.
Well, listen, today was one of them days again where he took his shirt off, and I'm like, fuck, I can't believe how big he is.
Right?
I thought I've seen it all. Because I've seen it all. I thought I've seen it, and it's just mind-boggling how he can still impress me like this, just standing there. He don't even have to pose.
Listen,
It's great.
they were Arnold Classic. They were announcing top three. There was Ramy, Dexter, and William Boniak that time.
William.
Yeah, and I was sitting with Mauro Sassi, right? And we look and said, look at this. He really was as wide as both of them. They were standing. I'm not exaggerating. That was a shocker. I wish somebody took that picture. It was just like, oh my God. And all the love and respect for both William and Dexter, right? Ramy was that big, like a Jesus. I mean, really,
But that
we all
shows you,
love what?
but that shows you that if he's not on, these guys will beat him.
Yeah.
Even
That's
though, you see, even though now when you say, I would question the same judges, like, how did you have him lose? At that time, there was always a question of how can you forget that this overwhelming width and size and muscularity, conditioning a little bit here and there. Does it matter really that much? But anyway, that's another story. I think that Ramy is the widest bodybuilder that ever stepped on stage. I don't think there is anybody wider. Yeah.
Maybe Paul was wide too, wasn't it?
Who?
Paul was wide. Marcus Rule was kind of wide, but
Marcus was wide too. Yeah.
Who? Paul Gillette?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't as wide. No. He has the.
No. It was no. Listen, Paul was wide when he's standing there and doing nothing. He was wide when he tried to do something. He gets.
Yeah. Paul was the only guy that.
The silhouette. The silhouette was nuts.
Don't do bent-double biceps pose. Just lift your arms. Don't do nothing. Don't try to squeeze.
Yeah, don't do nothing.
Same with the lat spread. The lat spread. I would have just do a lat spread without your arms.
Oh, the lat spread is crazy. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and I'm also the abs. Ramy's abs can be like fucking good, man. Flat as hell, but I mean, the sands like for a big guy, it's fucking pretty awesome.
That's actually extreme.
Ab and thigh.
Deep abs, small waist, wide shoulders. But Dennis, you are the first one that saw Ramy, really. You brought him on a New York pro debut, right? So you saw well before anybody, what is his potential and capabilities.
When I first laid eyes on him, I called who was running Flex magazine back then. What's his name?
Oh, the dark hair guy.
Yeah. And I called him. I said, "Listen, sign him now, because I promise you." And he steps on the stage in New York, he's gone. And they signed him to a reader deal like 2-3 weeks before the New York Pro.
Yeah.
Just offer my word. And I told him when I first saw him, I told him that he's going to be Mr. Olympia. I know it right there.
He said after 5 years you have to be Mr. Olympia. You can be next 2 years, but maybe you need more time to have that maturity in your muscles. Maybe until 2016-17 you have to get your title. But I lost the 3 years.
Hey man, it was still, I don't know. In my mind, I thought it could have went your way also in some of those shows.
17 when he got second to Phil.
Yeah. I thought it could have went your way also.
I think he could have placed way better in 2013. I think he could have placed better in 2014. I think he could have, but you know how it is when you come in, he was like a shock factor. New York, for me, was the best show because I was talking a gang of shit going to the show. I was talking a gang of shit, and then nobody saw him, so nobody had an idea what he looked like. I was already telling people, this is like, trust me, guys, you had never seen nothing like it. and at that time, he was training for 3 years.
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, listen, he trains 3 years, and what you see today, I said, you never seen before. So I remember, and Victor was joking because Victor knew that we were bringing Victor Martinez, who was the favorite into the show, which actually was Ramy's idol.
Yeah.
So, and then I remember backstage, Victor was joking. I said, so where's this Istanbul guy?
Yeah.
Something similar. He didn't know where he was from originally, Charles.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, and then, of course, even though he looks great, Milos, you can, and Chris, both of you guys can totally understand what I'm saying right now. As someone who is there and who's totally biased anyways, but when he comes out now for the mandatories, this is going to be the first time the world is going to see him. I was nervous like mother.
What is he going to do?
But I knew he was going to kill it. I was just hoping he's not going to trip and fall or do something stupid.
Yeah, there's always something.
You should have. Chris, were you there?
Yeah, I was there. Remember, because I saw him at the gym on that Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that day.
Milos, the reaction of the crowd. The reaction of the crowd said everything. You know how New York is the loudest.
New York,
crowd.
yeah, shit.
And this time, New York was quiet. It was. Took them about 3 poses before they start going nuts because they were shocked. And then when he turned around and he did that last parade and he opened up and I said to, I don't even know who I was sitting with. I said, now watch this. This is going to be like a 747.
Yeah, damn.
Boing.
And then you still didn't have any comparison yet and then when they did the call outs, that's when you saw what was really going on. Yeah. It was crazy. And from then day.
But let me understand that. 2013, what you say, he did this in 3 years. 2010, you didn't train until 2000.
No, I started 2010. November 5, 2010.
Holy shit.
So he's 12 years. He's already 3-time Mr. Olympia, you can say. If he wins this year, he won 3 Mr. Olympias in 12 years.
Holy shit. But there was a picture of you on the beach. I remember this is the only thing before. I mean, you were big there for
yeah.
I'm
from when I'm young. I didn't see about that stories because my brother he started to talk to Dennis about my history in family. I think I born with the abs. I think that.
Hey, I'm gonna ask some hard questions here, buddy. You're on the hot seat right now.
okay.
So
Bring the heat.
You've seen Dennis, you've seen Ramy close up many times, obviously a lot longer than anyone else. I've seen Ramy close up and I was like, holy shit, like this is, I mean, you've seen him 5 weeks out, 4 weeks, whatever. He already looks remarkable already, right?
Yeah.
Right? But I mean, do you think you've actually showed the world your best Ramy version that there can be? Do you think there's more to see, or you think you've shown your best, or do you think you can? I think, in my heart, I think you can be something that the world has never even witnessed before, even still. That's what I think.
Ramy, you questioning Ramy?
Yes.
Oh, Ramy, you understand?
Yeah. Sure. It's our goal, not my goal only. It's our goal for the team to be better, in better shape and better Ramy, the best Ramy this year. I don't know. I don't know what will happen. I'm not, but I'm working for that. I can promise for one thing. I will working every day until the show, 100%. That's what I can do. And if that happen, and God, He help us to be safe all this time.
Chat. Don't forget chat, man. Because chat
Do you think, I'm just saying, you look down at yourself, and we all look down on ourselves at certain times, whether it's 9 o'clock at night or 7 in the morning or whatever, and you're seeing a version of yourself like, damn, if I could just bring this to the stage, that would be the best. Like, have you seen that?
I think he saw that tonight in the gym. The picture that I just showed you, I think today when he looked in the mirror, he felt like that. Right, Ramy?
Yeah.
That felt good.
That's important for your psyche.
And there's no better feeling than when you surprise yourself. Like you look there, it's like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, that had to feel good because that shit looked good to me. I was like, you know, that brings back memories because I remember that I had the moments when I look in the mirror. Oh, I tell you this. For me, it wasn't so much the mirror. For me, it was Milos's face. Milos's face will give you exactly what you need.
Yeah, I can't fake.
Every time when I came in for the Olympic, I came in early, right?
Yeah.
And Milos picked me up from the airport. And it was almost tradition. I don't even know if you shouldn't remember. It was almost tradition to go to fucking IHOP. From the airport, go to IHOP and get the Harlem grain pancakes. You remember that?
Yes.
Doesn't matter when it was. 4 weeks out, 6 weeks out, whatever it was. And then from there, go to the gym. And I get my pump on. And then I see Milos. Oh, what's up? Let me get my camera. The best gym pictures I have, Milos took them in the gym. The best shots I have.
But I tell you, I swear to God, it sounds like a cliche when they say camera doesn't show nothing. In person. I mean, Ramy, you appreciate when I'm sure you've seen Dennis's pictures when chest and shoulders and triceps. Goddamn, right? But that's I'm not a photographer. I don't know this, balance and angles and lights and shit like this. You just take a picture, right? And picture is, but forget the camera. I'm looking there. It's like, this is crazy. I mean, at that time, for me, this is how I saw it. Big Ronnie was the standard, okay? So who can match him in this wow factor? And most muscular side chest, shit like this. Dennis was, for me, even more impressive in those two poses. In those two poses. That's why, remember that one photo shoot when you still had hair and you had an American flag, what do you call it? Top?
Photo shoot with Ronnie.
Yeah, with Ronnie. Yeah. This is
Monsters Incorporated.
Yeah, I couldn't wait for that picture for you to stand next to Ronnie. And then Chris, last time we talked about that Arnold Classic when Ronnie won, you were second and Dennis was third, right? Yeah. As I was saying, my idea for Dennis was to overwhelm you in that fullness, right? This was. So
you're literally sending people to try to beat me. That's what you're saying right now.
No, listen. You know that, Chris. I love you.
I'm trying to win an Arnold Classic, and you try to not let me win.
Hey, look at Ramy sitting there. It looked like he need a sports bra. Look at that.
No, but doesn't look at Ramy right now. Doesn't it look like somebody Photoshop and stretch the picture? Yeah,
but this is, and you know what? People accuse us of photoshopping this shit. Look, he's got this pea head. Look at that. That's why. And just what you explained, just Milos, what you saw. This is what I saw. I saw today, a couple of days ago, when we go into the locker room and he takes his shirt off, and I'm like, I'm just,
Hey, back in the day, Milos, you might remember this because you were around earlier than I was, basically on the scene. But Chris Lund used to have his studio right where that massage area was at Gold's Gym. So when he would just be around, he'd be in his office, and if it's a particular bodybuilder looking like immaculate, like just off the chain crazy, then he would have him come right over to the studio and shoot him right then that day, because some days is better than others, as we all know. And he would get people at their absolute peak and have some, like he say, magic shots taken just like that, because he'd be at the gym already.
Oh, Chris we would have loved Ramy.
Oh yeah. He would not let him go.
He would have got some pictures with this guy, man. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh man.
As strong as he is on top of it. Crazy.
I never asked. So Ramy is very strong?
It's very strong. Very strong.
For both pushing and pulling, for legs, I don't even ask. But like Dennis, you are a pusher. You can push the house off your chest and shoulders. But then, Regan is super strong on the back. I mean, you can put anything. He's this kind of thing. So Ramy, you feel the same power pushing and pulling?
I think pusher, I'm stronger than puller.
Uh-huh.
I think that.
What is your, if I had a father, how much you bench? Stupid question. But yeah, I want to have an idea.
He put it in the weight, I have to push it. I never checked the weight.
Hey, we did how much was it? But there was a chest press. It was the Arsenal chest press, 5 plates.
Yeah.
Actually have the video. I'm gonna post it today. Oh, bro.
Yeah, you did.
I remember doing like 4 or 5 for I don't know, for almost like a warm-up.
Oh yeah. Here's the question, Big Ramy. Did you ever do 100 kilos, 225, bench press as many reps as you can? Because
I have,
style.
Because we don't have the dumbbell like that. I have a chance one time when I'm in off season. I have a chance to make a dumbbell press in gym in New York. I'm forget the gym. Maybe I have the shooting that day, and I'm excited to have one like Ronnie when he left that one. And when I start to train, I pushed like 10. I'm strong. I'm like him. I can't do that.
It's a dumbbell press.
I remember him in the gym in Phoenix doing dumbbell flies with 150 pounds.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, and the thing is, he's doing 150 pounds, and then he stands up and puts the weight back in the rack.
I'm throwing that shit. Dump it. Dump.
Hey, did I tell you the story when Big Ronnie was doing the dumbbell presses, and I was in the gym passing by, and he dumped the dumbbells. Okay. He dumped the dumbbell on his toe and broke the toe, and he didn't say a word. Next day he came with all this,
you broke your toe because you threw the dumbbell on your own toe?
Yeah, that's Ramy back in, I don't know, about 2002 or 3, whichever year it was. But you know what I mean? If you do such a thing, you make a noise. He didn't even make a noise.
It was 2003, there was no Ramy.
No, big Ronnie. I never seen Ramy.
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Ronnie did that, yeah. Yeah, so I never had a chance and pleasure of seeing Ramy. So now for me, this story is that he's so strong. This is so impressive. I want to know for the legs, what was your best squat?
I can't. I'm not thinking. I have to get 15 reps anyway, and if anything I put it, I will lift it. But if I have a strong barbell, that's it.
So you could do 6-7 plates.
Yeah, I did that many times. Every day, every week. But with Dennis, he don't like me to train with squat. 3 weights, yeah.
Yeah, but for the waist?
The last thing he needs is bigger legs.
Yeah, his legs is big as shit. Hey, I remember.
Okay.
I remember
Okay,
I was
well,
training.
listen.
Go ahead.
Listen. Okay, you open the can of worms. Good. Last thing that Ramy needs is bigger legs. Okay, but Tom Platz is known for just crazy goddamn quads, right, and all that stuff. So, did it hurt him or help him?
I don't know. The Olympia, I don't know.
So I think
I think it helped him.
yeah. So
Yeah, but his
if
upper
Ramy
body
has the genetics to grow anywhere even more, I think the world would want to see.
The Milos would let him
Pedal to the metal, Milos.
grow. He would let him grow out the car.
Pedal to the metal, Milos.
Hey, who's gonna say no?
You need a
look,
truck.
I know, but you know that you got to go from Judge's feet back just a little bit. You know what I mean? And if the legs are overpowering, it's like the last thing. Listen, he doesn't have to squat and grows. I swear, heavy leg
he can
press.
look at the squat bar.
No, heavy leg press, heavy hack squat. His shit. And he reminds me kind of Dennis Wolf when it comes to that. Dennis Wolf needed to just do after we finish with the leg extension, which is basically the warm up. His legs are full blown.
Yeah.
I mean, full blown with the pump that you can't get much more blood in there. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just detail for him. Detail. That's what he needs.
Is there a certain body
Can
part?
you imagine? Can you imagine if squats are as detailed as Chris's were? They would look even bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, but check this out. Was there a time where, like, let's say for myself, like, I wanted big legs. Like, that was my mission. And so I did everything from sprinting on bikes to trying the Tom Platz workout. I was getting 40 reps with 315 on the squat, a couple of sets like that. But then they got really big and my upper body looked really small to it. Like, I don't know if this can be a question for all three of you guys. Like, did you ever pick your body apart? Like, okay, I'm going to focus on this area. Because it's hard to focus on your whole body at one time. I focus on one area. And then I say, okay, now I'm going to focus on my upper body, try to thicken up my back. I had, at the time, I didn't know I had a weak back, but it was thin as shit. So did you guys focus on the depth and the upper body, all that stuff, one time or another?
Well, I tell you first, when I came to the States, I had no legs. I mean, I was like, I was small. I was like man's physique anyway.
You had no legs?
87, I had no legs. My first Mr. Universe.
I've seen some photos.
I thought Milos was born with quads because his quads was the first thing that stood out to me when I first saw him.
Yeah. So, but 87, I got to the American gym and there was a head squat, but vertical. We called it a hell machine. They had it at the Gold's Venice. I actually trained with Dorian on that machine. It's like, imagine a hack squat, but vertical. And then you put the shoulders back on the pad and feet forward. So, I mean, it's like crazy. I built my legs I don't know. Now it's surprising that Ramy says he grew so fast. My legs grew in 1 year. I was like, oh my God. Every time you train, you see the difference. Every time you train. And then it became my overpowering body parts that I had to back off. So I did back off. After 93, I couldn't train legs because they would overpower me. But Chris, to answer your question, I would always go for I need to build everything. But back was weakness. So I did it. I doubled up on back, right? But when I'm honest and look back, I didn't really feel my back. You do all the exercises for back and all this shit, but you don't really feel it.
Right.
The way you posed, even though you pose, relax, pose, and then going into the back double biceps, back rows, you can see your muscle hit, responds right away, and then you spread it, and then you squeeze it. For me, it was like I got in a position, and I think a position pose is good, but I don't really feel my back. That's right. How it is.
Yeah, I could feel everything. I could feel everything in those poses. Yeah. What about you, Dennis and Ramy?
What was the question again?
Did you focus on a certain body part at a certain time to try to balance out another, and then lay off the other body part?
I never laid off anything.
Never did. Everything's
I try to focus. I try to focus on a weaker body part when it was called out as weak. But
what was it? Which body part was called?
The back. Even though my back was not weak, I just never really understood how to get in the back double biceps and take it.
Who called out weak body parts on you? Me? Huh? Who called out weak body parts?
Overall, when people, how the media and everything, and I understood it was my back. I had the thickness in my back.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a Paul Dillette thing. I'd rather just.
Not bad. But listen, okay, you pinpointed perfectly. You see, I said I was going into the pose, but I didn't feel the muscle. So same thing, Dennis, and I saw you do this many times. I tried to figure out. You were going the back double biceps pose, thinking of the pose, not of the muscle. So you get in the right position like you're supposed to be. But you see, even when I listened to Chris advising Max Charles when he was doing a back double biceps pose, right? He goes, squeeze those muscles and push them into the judges. So squeeze the back into the judge's face. Which I didn't do that.
That's Chris helping Max Charles. Chris wouldn't have said shit to me. Chris would have told me, "Oh, that's good. Keep doing this. This is
looks good."
Don't change. Okay. Listen, I had no problems with my lat spread. It was just back double. I almost felt like, you know what it was? It might sound stupid, but I think I was too big. I just couldn't even get my hands back there. I felt like everybody's tight.
Yeah, you know what? Seriously, Dennis, you look like 280 before you hit the pose, and you look 250 after you hit the pose.
Bro, you know that. Hey, you know that one pose? You know what drives me nuts? But I want I want to hear Ramy. I want to hear you answer the question first. But I want to ask you guys something. Go ahead, Ramy. Your turn.
Okay. I think it's my weakness point. I try all the time to broken. It's not a muscle. It's not a muscle to broke. I need to get the condition, and I try every year for that. I lost many times for that, and I don't know when I respect all the coaches I working with them. All of them try to make me in good point. And I think I follow every coach 100%. I give him 100%. That's why when I'm not working with anyone anymore, I think I give him a chance to make a success story. But sometimes we are not in good point together. And like every coach, he can win with somebody and he can lose with some. But my weakness. I think my weakness point, it's not a muscle from the beginning. It's not, back is like a shoulder and it's like arms and it's like chest. My legs is bigger. Only my calves, I try many times and they never grow. And
see, his calves, when you look at his calves are fucking huge. I guarantee you, his calves are at least 23. But if you got 35-inch legs, your calves don't look as big. They just don't stand out.
Right.
But always I try to get in the condition, and maybe I kill myself for the cardio. Sometimes I get 3 hours a day, and I sleep sometimes when I do mistake master, but I never get my chance to be in condition on the stage.
Right.
In the end, I get it I think in 2020, and I try to get more in this year.
Yeah, but your condition now is what I see ahead of time. You're I don't want to say you're ahead of the schedule, but you're so lean. This is super impressive. This looked like 6 weeks out. God damn.
I have to tell you one thing. from Colombia until now, maybe I broke my diet maybe 2-3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't eat a lot of junk food though, do you? Normally.
No, always. But this year special, I don't like to break my diet. I need to be always close when I come to any phase with the chat. I'm ready to my body is the fat is not too much.
Not a
and just
problem.
water and that's it.
Okay. But what is the mostly, I mean, the food that you eat? Chicken, fish, you said, and eggs, beef, rice, veggies.
I love it. I love fish. I love fish.
So that's majority of your protein.
Yeah, most of the meals it's fish.
Fish. And how about carbs? What kind of
I love
carbs?
rice. I love the rice, but if it's sweet potato, I'm fine.
Hey, do you still fish at all? Are you still fishing?
Yeah. When I back, I live most of the time now in Egypt. When I back to I did that.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I love.
Okay, so can I just say my opinion? Okay, Ramy, this is my view. You have so much real estate, right? You cover so much space, right? So what I would think that you guys would work on is that detail. For me, my experience is, since talk to Joe Weider, Milos, isotension, right? Squeeze the muscle. This kind of in a contest prep, right? When you not just squeeze, you squeeze for 2-3 seconds. Like kind of try to squeeze the juice out of the lemon. Try to, to get these striations, the fibers, and on the back especially. I know that you guys are thinking of a back poses, right? I think when in a training, you try to bring those fibers, right? And lessen the weight, prolong the squeeze. And I know that, Dennis, you do that time and attention, right? You just, when I'm honest to myself, I did my back, what I told the Chris, I did my back, but I did the exercise correctly, but I didn't really pull from the back. I pulled from everything.
But Milos, don't you think like me that if you would have known back then what you know today, you wouldn't have that problem?
Yeah, of course. But listen, how did Ramy go 2010? He started training, right? It's not like Ramy, somebody came to you and told you exactly.
Exactly.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said he's 1 in a billion. I think he has. I seriously believe that he has a myostatin deficiency.
100%. 100%. He probably looks the weight and grows. Yeah.
He just from yesterday to today, he gained 1.5 kilos.
Yeah. Eating
I don't doubt it.
We talking 3-4 pounds just overnight.
But for a reason,
I would say, so I don't know what is your plan, guys, but he's so lean that he can actually grow into the show now.
This is a good question that we should. I'm going to bring Chat on in the next couple of weeks, because those are the questions that Chat, going to be able to answer his plans exactly, and that will be a good podcast with him too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but all three of you right now, what do we appreciate?
I think he will grow in the next 4 weeks.
Yeah,
he will grow more.
But would you like to see him like super fibrotic, right? Everything.
Listen, that's why we even.
That's always the goal.
We even started cable crossovers already, which is something that normally at this time he wouldn't even do. So we're going to start all this early. And you see, we see we're doing drop sets, hold, squeeze, all of it. We only post the sets that are most impressive. For if you watch it, you want to be impressed, or you want to see some intensity. but some of the sets we do before with the squeeze and hold, especially for his back, and he feels it. Now he feels it. He understands. He literally he does the exercises, and you can tell it's working. It's working.
Yeah.
I don't like even posting my best stuff. My best stuff is not even videotaped.
Yeah,
not even videotaped.
But Chris, back then we didn't videotape shit.
No, I'm talking about like when I'm working with guys now. I don't even put my best, like the best training of the day and the best set, all that stuff.
You need to.
Yeah, you're fake, Chris.
Hey, Ramy, tell him in the last
the result.
Tell him in the last 2 weeks how many new followers you got.
100,000.
Why do you think that happened?
He has millions already.
No. But why do you think suddenly he gets 100,000 more? Because now he's putting stuff out. He's putting stuff out. Now people talk about him again. They see, hey, listen, he's posting shit.
Yeah. I just don't put my I don't like. Right.
Oh, you don't want to put your secret out, Chris. Is that what it is?
I just don't put out exactly everything that I do. I just don't do it.
Do you see him putting out everything? It's one set per exercise.
Right, I know. That's what I'm saying. I do the same thing though. Like I do it purposely. Yeah.
Hey, you guys know
Well,
I have no secret.
How much posing are you guys doing?
We started a little bit, but not nothing to talk about.
Okay.
Okay.
Not there yet, but it will start. It will start at 12 weeks out.
Yeah. I mean, we got plenty of time. It's still early. I'm just wondering.
No, we post.
Just wondering why you were there.
He's still huffing and puffing right now.
And how much cardio, Ramy? How much cardio?
Yesterday we started high intensity for 45 minutes. Before I did that for myself because I like to do cardio like 30 minutes a day. Because Chad he said don't do cardio right now, but I love to do cardio because I know when I wake up I can't go to eat and that's it. I have to do my cardio.
What form of cardio you guys doing? What form? What machine?
Stairmaster.
And I'm doing it with him out of sympathy. I'm in the fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. I do it at home. I do it anyways.
Okay. I'm about to go bust out some cardio.
The hardest part is to get up and drive to the gym. I usually go downstairs in my Stairmaster and that's it. So now we got to drive to the gym because the gym at the hotel, they don't have Stairmasters.
Okay. That's
where we see Andrew Jack coming in the morning and doing his cardio. So you know he's
today.
We didn't see him today, right? He's probably already on his way to England. I think because he told me last week or 2 weeks ago he's going like 10 days or 12 10 days out.
How does his face look?
He don't have the visa.
He's kind of one of those guys with his face is not sucked in. Even though when he competed, if it is sucked in, I think he's really dangerous.
Man, we used to make a living with looking at people's face.
I know, right?
Yeah, but
that's a good question for you guys. Why is it that we don't see those sucked in faces anymore?
I can't tell you.
But look at the Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler, when you see him, he never looked like he's ready, right?
No, but 2001, Jay Cutler looked like a goddamn skeleton, his face. Because his temples and everything was...
You guys both know that we judge people by their face in the beginning.
Yeah.
Second
eyes. Yeah.
So why is it that you don't see this anymore? Or you see it maybe on a few guys, but not all of them. It used to be all of them. All look like that.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah. Everything.
I don't want to say this like we dieted harder, but hey, what else is the reason? I mean, we were
to suffer more, right?
Huh? We were suffering.
More, you think?
I don't know. The new generation is still spoiled, I think. Sorry, Ramy.
Got these cameras.
Let me say one thing. I think I'm doing my everything until 2015, but my face is like that. But from I think from 2000. from 2020 when I going to Arnold before the show. You see my picture, Dennis. My face, I don't take nothing. I don't, it's not about some people is talking about diuretics or some stuff like that. And my face is like I can see my everything. My face, I don't have a face.
Yeah. Okay, you don't have
Like
a face right now at 36 or 3, whatever it is now. You don't even have a face now. You got a little small head.
13 weeks, 14 weeks.
If I was 336 pounds, my face would be this big. Huh?
Okay, Ramy, do you like posing, or you just pose because you have to?
I don't like to pose. I don't like to pose, but I have to. I will tell you that when I go to Dennis 2020, I'm posing like every show, but he pushed me so hard to be ready in the stage. When I go to him 2020, I feel it's easier than 2020. I can do that. But it's so hard because when you did that, it's last 4 or 5 weeks and you don't have energy to do nothing.
Right.
Maybe
right.
doing it right now, if you start right now, you will be fine, Just you look how many calories you lost. It will be fine, You eat like 400 rice and everything in one meal. But when you don't have nothing to eat and you recover your body, it's so hard to doing it. And Dennis, it's so hard. Somebody took to him. He has to be good with me, give me just 1 round or 2 rounds. It's okay. 1 hour morning, 1 hour after training. It's so hard.
Yeah, but I think what Dennis did with you to go into the pose first, get out of the pose last, it showed. You were holding the poses. That was beautiful. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you love posing, like Chris Cormier loved posing. You could see he could pose all day. You can hear the music go, and he's going to go, right? And if you hit the pose because, let me check my double biceps and all that stuff. But if you really get into it, we were all shocked when you came on the stage and played guitar, right? There was
Man, that was the shit. I loved it. I was like, yeah, Ramy, go.
So this was look, Ramy loves posing. So I think now that
we're doing about. I talk about the when you hit the balls to balls. It's hard to squeeze your balls, and it's you use all your muscle, and you're thinking about each muscle. It's hard.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah. It's not just getting into the pose, but keeping your stomach flat, keeping your abs strong, keeping your separation. Yeah, but it's
keep bringing that charisma, man. It works for you, brother.
Yeah,
Not just all about the pose.
Maybe you should play the drums this year. Maybe you should play the drums. I want to go to a couple of fan questions that we have right here. One of them bothered me a little bit. Where is he? One of them said to me, where is it? Hold on. He said, you have to respect Ramy. He can sing.
Yeah. Dennis,
somebody literally wrote me a message said, you have to respect Ramy. He can sing. You guys hear Ramy sing?
No.
Oh,
you lost all your life.
Check out my stories later when you get a chance. Check my stories. Swear to God, man, my ear's about to fall off.
Hold on a second. What? Good or bad?
This is coming from being Ghana, Bozak, Naka, whatever. You must respect Ramy's singing. Love you both. I have to respect your singing. I told you can't sing.
You can't.
He cannot sing. He cannot even hold a tune. He loves to sing, and I respect that.
Dennis, please. We speak about that many times. If you don't believe me, don't speak about that. Believe in me, please.
He cannot sing. Okay, he sounds like a washing machine.
Man.
Let me see who we have a question. There was one that was for Milos.
Milos.
Do I have to have a rest day, or can I train 7 days a week?
You rest when you die. Why would you have a rest day? Right? That's my T-shirt coming up. You'll rest when you die. Listen, I train 6 days a week, twice a day. And I never considered it was overtraining, okay? I know that all this theory, you need to rest and recover and all this stuff. But if you have it 24 hours a day, you don't necessarily need to, but go with the feel. If you feel like you're taking a day off, take a day off. But schedule day off just because, okay, we schedule Sunday maybe because of a family day, because of this, because of that. Not really because our muscle really needs rest. I think, listen, especially now that, I'm following UFC guys, they train like a maniacs, three, four times a day sometimes, right? Every day.
Yeah.
So is this really absolutely necessary to take that? I don't think so.
Yeah. Ramy, what is Ramy's workout split?
My schedule.
It varies though, right? It varies.
So his this question is coming from Yusuf F. Joe. His split is chest one day, next day quads, day 3 shoulders, day 4 back, day 5 arms, day 6 hamstrings.
Yes, exactly like that.
You guys' opinion on, I don't even know why, I have no idea about this, on SARMs.
So SARMs, it's
Yes.
bullshit. It's I say it's commercialized bullshit made to, make money. Come on. So you're gonna have now a selective anabolic modulator. It's gonna be targeted muscle tissue. I mean, I'll tell you what you want to hear, right? In the pharmacology, you need to put the medication and study for 40 years to know all the benefits and side effects and all that stuff. This is just sexy thing. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. It's just like steroids. It works even better just on the muscle. It doesn't work when your other receptors and organs and, follicles and all this shit. Come on. I can tell you there is Santa Claus in the fucking, Finland on the North Pole there, right? I don't believe it whatsoever. It's commercialized bullshit. Does something work a little bit? Yeah, but it's not even comparable to the real thing. And if I can say this again, why are naturals natural, but they would want to go with the SARMs? They would want to go with the peptides, right? Oh, I'm natural. None of us are no longer natural. We are like Ramy was 2010. He wanted to be bigger than natural. He wanted to be more muscular. So to be more muscular, he's going to have to take, okay, I'm going to eat more. I'm going to train more. I'm going to, maybe take more supplements, all this stuff. Well, if you really want to, build some crazy physique, right? You should maybe think of anabolic steroids, right? I used anabolic steroids for 30-something years. Did I ever regret it? Zero. Can I tell people, there was some side effects? I was enhanced for 30-something years. Do I like it? Of course I like it. Would it benefit me? Because I wanted to create this physique, right? So I would maximize every aspect. So if you
so now you at age 56, 57?
Whatever, 80, 58.
No, where are you at now? 56 or 57, right?
I'm 58.
You're 58?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So at 58, this is a question that interests me. At 58, what do you still do? You're definitely not doing anything crazy no more. But what would you think is a good cycle for a guy 58 years who's been training for 30 years and who's been on gear for a long time? 250
tests a week. I know that you're taking only 100 milligrams. I take 250. And I had those 50 milligrams decas, right? So I would take this. And then, how in the bodybuilding, when you have a 3 cc syringe, it's a rule you have to fill it up. So I add 1 cc of whatever else I have.
What rule is this? What rule is In what rule book is that rule?
The Milos,
that's the written rule. Don't waste the
the
space.
pedal to the metal.
Yeah, just don't get the 5cc thing.
So you do 250 of test,
Test
50 milligrams of Deca,
Deca, and then it's
round.
And then
Okay.
whatever else is in the drawer.
yeah, whatever is. When I have a Masteron, when I have a Baldanon, when I have a Primo, this is kind of. I'm not obviously shopping for it, So when you get something, you just add a little to it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's once a week.
Once a week, yeah. Yeah, once a week. Because if I will get the 3cc rule and I try to split it half and half, I will go against the rule. Yeah.
Okay.
But what I was going to say, I had a question, but yeah, I wanna be a fan. I want to be a fan. Ramy,
Yes.
Dorian or Ronnie Coleman at their best?
Ronnie
What's that?
Coleman.
Say
Ronnie Coleman all the way.
all the way. Okay. All right.
Here's another
Okay.
question. One more question that I think is very interesting. Somebody wants to know, at what number is liver enzyme too high? What's a too high number for liver enzymes
Okay.
as a bodybuilder?
So,
We have to look at it. We have to look at it a little different.
okay, so I can tell you this. Liver enzymes are usually there 45, 50. Okay, that's the limit that it should not go over. So there was many times that my liver enzymes and my athletes go through too high. But my brother-in-law is a doctor and expert in liver. He's actually a liver transplant surgeon. And so when I was showing him, my elevation was 150, 200. So he goes, okay, are you taking steroids? Of course I do. So liver enzyme elevation during a cycle doesn't mean liver damage. It just means that the liver is working overtime. First pass, it has to go through it. So liver enzymes are elevated, but that doesn't mean damage. It's expectable to be elevated. I've seen, going up to like 800 on some people, and they get off the cycle and they do the little bit leg alone. If you remember, leg alone was also in Germany. It's like silimarin, milk thistle, but pharmaceutical grade. It will go down. So there is a scare about hepatotoxicity, right? The liver can be damaged. And then when you see the numbers going up, immediately you think, oh, this is damaging, this is bad. Oh, I damaged my liver. It doesn't mean it's damaged. It's just working overtime. Trust me. So I don't see a danger, but normally if you are on some orals, it's going to go over 100. That's normal. And don't be alarmed. If your cycle is 12, 16 weeks, you're okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know I spoke to a doctor one time who told me that if someone has hepatitis B or hepatitis C, the liver enzymes go into the thousands.
Yeah. But that's the damaged liver. And you see, that's why I want people to understand. We take something that's going to cause increased number, but that doesn't cause the damage. It's just, now liver is processing all that stuff.
Right.
So,
right.
because if doctors see, for average person, liver elevated, liver enzyme elevated, oh, something's wrong with your liver. But for us, it's expectable. Like if you do testosterone shot and you go, and testosterone is through the roof, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, instead of up to 1,000, right? So this is not normal. Yeah. Of course it's not normal because we took the steroid.
You see test levels that high?
I've seen 10,000. I was 10,000.
How do you get to 10,000?
Yeah, shoot the steroid at night and go in the morning for a test. You see, it's going to happen. As you know, I always said the maximum amount of testosterone I ever took was 750 a week. You know that very well, Dennis, right? 750. And but I did with the Balco Labs with Victor Conti, right? And he has my result 10,000 because I shoot night before. I wanted to see what happens. It was test propionate.
Let's see what.
Even from propionate, you don't.
Yeah, because propionate is fast.
How much did you take in that shot?
100 milligrams.
That's it.
Yeah, 100 milligrams. Yes. So the measurement is nanograms per deciliter.
Right.
Nanogram is 1,000 parts of a milligram.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, or a microgram,
Yes.
and 1,000 parts of a milligram. Right? So it's normal. Yeah, but you know, when people see these results, like, oh my god, you took it. Of course, it's there.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I never.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. So I can only imagine. You see, people would assume that Ramy being so big, oh, he must take something crazy, right?
Yeah.
And it's probably half of the cycle of an average men's physique guy.
Yeah. It's definitely not even close to what people think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. And for the record, one more time, guys. No, he's not taking any Synthol. Please.
Oh, that's
Stop
ridiculous.
Bullshit. Yeah. He's not doing no SEOs. He's doing none of that shit. So please stop it. Stop it.
I just think
I can say one thing about that stuff, but you know, I don't like to respond for some people. He talking, you know, something unusual. You know, if somebody he need to take some stuff like that, he will go to him weak point, not in a strong point. Like some people, they say they're going to short him legs or him shoulder. How? I'm from the beginning. I have a big shoulder and my big legs. Why I did that? That's crazy.
It's a nonsense. Anybody can see, Ramy, you have nothing. Everybody can see, but enemies, you know, haters, they're gonna start the bullshit. You know.
I understand that.
I don't know. He knows. And I told him, I said, this is not going to stop. As long as you're winning.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's why, you know, can you imagine what Phil had to endure, man, what he had to go through all these years? You know, you just got to blindfold, don't even fucking, you know, don't even look, don't even read stuff. And this is good. He's good at that. He doesn't even pay attention to this stuff. You know, I don't really either. I don't care. So you know, people can say whatever they want. It doesn't bother me at all. It used to kill me. 15, 20 years ago, I've seen it. When MySpace came out, remember that?
Yeah.
Somebody stupid would try to find him. I was like, where does this motherfucker live? Now I don't care. People can say whatever they want. It doesn't bother me. As a matter of fact, the more shit they talk about me, the better it is. I gained 60,000 followers in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ramy, what is your number one pose? If you can show only one pose to the world, what would it be?
Okay, from the I have to say that from my start to until 2015, my lat spread is the best. I think he's the best shot I had, and after that, I think my side chest last 2 years it changed so much because my separation in my legs they're changing and they get deeper.
It's crazy, yeah. But you do the lat spread with the abs squeezed. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I did this myself before. I like both. I just posted on my Instagram. But I don't know. Again, it looks. I think it looks great. Both. I remember telling both Dennis and Chad in 2021, like, ooh, you know, have Ramy open up at least for a few seconds and then bring it down. Oh, that's from the back. Beautiful. Hey, when are those pictures being published, Dennis?
They're not going to be published.
I can't. Somebody's going to screenshot right now.
They're going to be published this Sunday on this podcast.
All right.
No, but this was today. Oh.
Okay, Dennis, what do you think is Ramy's best pose? Oh shit, yeah. That's good.
Can you see?
Yeah, I see it. And lats going all the way down. And all the way out. Yeah, there was Olympia 2001 when Ramy didn't open lat spread on the back. Yeah, that was that one.
I don't know what it was. See, I think he had. I think it was something with the shoulder that he couldn't really open up. You know, and it's you know what? And the thing is this: if you don't practice your posing, you can lose a pose.
100%.
Make one of your strong poses one of your weaker poses because you don't practice it no more. You don't feel it no more. You know, and I think that was at that time that was the problem, because when in 2020 when he was ultimately prepared when it comes to posing, you could have posed him 2 hours nonstop with no water, no nothing, you know, and then you'll see he start coming alive when others start fading, you know. And
yeah.
I think this time I'm gonna be like a drill sergeant. I don't give a fuck. He gonna get no food before he poses. I don't care. I don't care. And there was many days where he looked at me, he's like, is this enough? No. I said, I tell him the same thing every time. I said, listen, are you going to tell Steve, is this enough?
Oh, man, you're brutal. But Dennis, what do you think is
But Milos, you have to agree, because I was a victim of that too. I was fucking lazy. Yeah. But I know that it killed me on stage many times.
100%, man. It's like you're training for a 1 round MMA fight, and there is 5. What happens after the first one? You're gonna go there.
Yeah, and you train, you suffer for so long, you train for a whole year, and then you fade after 1 round because you didn't practice posing. Come on. Yeah. We do this because we want to display the physique on stage. And I'm talking like I was doing this for all my life. I was a fucking victim of this shit. That's why I'm preaching it now. There's a lot of mistakes that I made that I don't want him to make.
Yeah. Well,
I was working with Robbie Robinson, so he was kicking my ass at a young age, and coming out of wrestling and the stuff that we did in wrestling. I mean, it was okay with me because I was getting food. I mean, for wrestling, I didn't eat any food and just worked at a high level of intensity. But you know, just have someone drilling me at a young age, 20 years old, 19 years old. You know, huge ass puddle of sweat, and he still was yelling at me and stomping his feet, all that shit. That's the way it was.
Robbie Robinson made that.
Let Ramy go eat. I know he's late for his food.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
Ramy, you want to leave? You can leave, man.
Yeah. Before I left, I have to thank you, Dennis, to give me that chance to be with Milos and Chris. I love both of them. Now I respect them much, and always I listen to them because I still think them opinion had changed all my ways to be better. And thank you, Dennis, to support me all that time and to give me that chance. Thank you so much.
Love you, man. We love you.
Coming on.
Hey, we love you, Ramy. Everybody loves you.
All right, now get out of here. Go.
Okay.
All right, then we can stay on here because because Milos, you fucking train all year and then you fucking fade on stage, and at the end of the day, how many times I told myself, I want to do this, and when I do the shot, I want to do this, and then I'm so exhausted from pumping up that I forget what I was doing.
But here, okay, first, you didn't answer. Dennis, what do you think is Ramy's best pose, number 1 pose?
Right now?
Yeah.
If I have to choose one?
Just one.
Well, the most muscular,
Yeah?
The most muscular is great. I mean, he's backed up. His real lat spread right now is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, looks good. Chris, what would you change in any pose, if anything, for Ramy? When the way he hits the pose and the way you look, how he hit the pose and how you pose, would think that he will look better. Any?
Chris is going to come up with 5 poses now.
So, no. Shit. I think some people, when they hit a pose, like let's say you go to side chest, and then they'll go here, and then sometimes, like I used to do this pose because it was one of my poses. It's the arm down with the triceps and the arm coming around, but I utilize my body.
Can you take your shirt off so we can see what you're talking about?
Yeah, let me do that. But if I come here and then I'd hit that shot, but I'd actually hit the shot. A lot of people go here, and then it looked like they do it because they've seen so many people do it that they think they do it, but they don't really put anything in it. They just go here, and don't really utilize the pose at all. You
Yeah.
ever notice that?
A lot of people, they forget that the
A lot of
stomach
people
got to
don't
be.
do that shit. Like if you're gonna hit it fucking precisely, hit the shot, use your shoulder width, hit the abs, hit the serratus, hit your obliques, and utilize that tricep and hold that in. Don't just go here and then they turn around to something else. But sometimes some bodybuilders hit that last spread from the rear and they use their wrist or some shit. I've done it before, but it don't look good when you're going like this. Like I'd be really mindful of.
You know what?
I'd be really mindful of.
You know why some people do it? And Ramy's been trying it now because he feels he's getting a better feel for the lats when he's doing it this way.
Yeah, but it don't bring that waist in enough.
You know who started, who started it?
Who's that?
You don't remember who started it?
No.
Wait, but Lee Haney did it a couple of times back in the day.
I don't know.
But it don't
Not
make
always.
the body look better. Your waist
the
and
first
everything's
one I
gonna
saw-
be wider in that pose.
The first one I saw doing it was Tony Freeman.
I don't remember him doing
Tony
it.
Freeman?
Yeah, but I've seen a
It
couple
was
of videos.
before him. I seen it. I remember some guys back when I was a teenager doing that stuff. From the East Coast guys was doing that. I forgot his name, but he had a big back. But was it King? I think the last name King. Forgot his damn name. He had big ass neck.
Rodney King. Oh, you talking about Mike? What? Yeah, with that big thick neck, the white boy.
Big thick neck. He was doing it like that. But if you
Something-
utilize your thumbs right in that lat insertion,
Was it Mike King?
you know, you can. I forgot his damn. I know his last name was King. He had a brother also. It was two brothers.
Yeah, huge
Both had
neck.
a huge
Milos,
neck.
come on, you got this photographic memory.
But who was it? I didn't.
Last name is King. He was like from the AAU Federation.
Jeff King.
Jeff King? Yeah, Jeff King.
Yeah.
I seen him doing that back in the day. But
The big neck.
it don't work
Yeah, he
out
had a
right
big
when
neck.
it comes
Yeah.
to huge ass neck.
But I'm 99% sure because Lee Haney didn't do this normally. He does normal lat spread. But in one occasion, he put a wrist like this and still open up the lats and look ridiculous.
Yeah, but his lats is his lats.
Yeah, that was,
Oh, by the way, we got Ronnie Coleman next week.
Ronnie Coleman. Oh yeah.
You know what? We're gonna make this next run a Mr. Olympia run because
And you know what?
talked to Ronnie.
You know what else? I'm working on Lee Haney for the following week.
Okay,
Man.
and then check this out because I talked to Dorian last night. He's willing to come on.
He coming
Yeah, he'll come back on. He said he was on before. He said I'll do it for you, Chris, if you want, but I don't. He said I'm really like into doing that shit no more. I was like, yeah, but I said it'd be good to have you on just because he's gonna come out to the Olympia this year also. So he said we're gonna spend some time in LA when he comes, but I think it'd be cool to have the Mr. Olympias on consecutively. You know,
Ramy too, and
yeah.
Ronnie
This
and
be Mr. Olympia month, man.
16, that's 18, and then 6. So
Yeah.
shit, 24,
Let's do that
24
shit.
weeks. We can get it done.
You have to
Come
bring
on.
Jay Cutler again. I mean, come on. Jay did it with you once, right? But yeah, I didn't have a chance to pick his brain in front of
When
you.
leading up to the Olympia, I think it'll do us good to get some actual Olympia champions.
We got to do something special for the 100th episode. We're going to have an anniversary in 100 episodes. I think it's like in 2 episodes. We got 2 more, and then it's
Two more than 100.
100.
Yeah, let's do that.
So
Let's get it all
We're going to
sorted.
bring 6 people on. 6 of us.
So then it's
Yes,
how
sorry.
much longer are you staying in Dubai?
Until the 25th. But Ramy's already asking me if I can extend for another week. You know, because he likes it. You can tell he's really enjoying this, and he doesn't want it to stop.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
we-
you guys
I
are building
gotta go
something
back to
that
the US. From there, I got to go to Germany for 3 weeks. You know, so there's a gap of 4 weeks that he's by himself or with some of his guys over there in Egypt. you know, and you know, you don't want to stop this. You want to continue this all the way to the end now, because that makes a huge difference. You can see his body is really, it's responding like crazy.
Wow.
It's really, I can see it happening.
That's good.
Yeah. So, and like I said, if nothing happens and he stays injury free and nothing happens and he can do this all the way to the Olympia, it's gonna be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Will they find something to talk about him? Of course. I mean, there hasn't been an Olympia on stage and, you know, people hasn't, you know, even Phil, you know, yeah, but he's narrow. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. I think the most perfect athlete on the stage was Lee Haney.
Lee Haney is my guy.
Olympia winners. I think Lee Haney was
That's my guy.
The most perfect Mr. Olympia when it comes to physique.
Yeah, we're gonna have him on the show, so let's talk about that.
I wish we would have seen. I wish we got a chance to see more.
When we have to break him down, all Olympia winners, we break him down. Who was the best Mr. Olympia when it comes to physique? Not size, not condition, shape.
Yeah, I think so too. He was a prototypical. He was a prototypical looking competitor for sure.
Because we all see. Because listen, how long ago did Lee Haney retire? How long is his body? And he would still look good today.
And still young.
Yeah, but
still young.
My first Olympia was his last. You know, my first Olympia '91.
But listen, he came
still great today.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
But he came from being so young, like he still didn't hit his prime. His prime would have been 35, 36 years old. That would have been prime muscle. So he still had some young muscle looking stuff, but it was so thick, so early, so young, and then able to carry through. But, you know, he had enough. He was 8. But I was him. I would have liked to have seen more of him and Dorian head to head. That would have been fucking awesome. Yeah. Another year of that, and Dorian got a little older, and he got a little older. I think that would have been awesome.
And the Dorian that came in 2000 and maybe 93. No, would have been nice.
Yeah, he would have. Dorian Lee would have had to go back to his bag and come up with something on that. But he would have definitely need to come back, you know, and done a little something more.
We'll have questions when we get him on there, and then we can ask him all of that. Guys, I appreciate you, man. We had 2 hours.
All right.
Even Milos looks hungry now. Look at him.
No, Barcelona is starting the game against Bayern.
Hey, I usually order food. I usually order food before the show, and I didn't today because I had technical difficulties, as you guys know. And but my fucking son, dude, he ordered food. I always order food for him and me. He ordered food. I watch him with the food. I was like, "You son of a bitch! Like you didn't even order me any fucking food."
All right, guys. Listen, guys. I'll see y'all next week. Thank you. All right, you guys. Take care. God bless you.
Take care.
See you, brother.
All right.